Hey, good afternoon traders and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at the Kraft Heinz Company. Ticker symbol is KHC. So this is somewhat of a defensive name, right? I think there's going to be some defensive rotation coming up, and I want to show you kind of what I'm seeing in the charts and where I think this one potentially is going. So it's been in this kind of massive downtrend for the better part of a couple years now, really, even longer if you zoom out. But here's kind of what I'm seeing. So we had this resistance line that just recently broke out, right? So if we take and we draw through these pivot tops here, and you take that down. So we had this nice little, and this is like a descending wedge, obviously. So let's draw the rest of this on. So you have this kind of through there, and you have that, right? So you have this descending wedge. You could also take it if you wanted to. I mean, this might actually be the better one. So let's do that. Let's draw it through there and through those lows there and connect all of those to show you kind of what we had. So we have that, and if we use that, what we can discern is this would be the target from that falling wedge from that breakout. Okay, so just keep that in mind, right? So from the breakout, you take the measured move on that would take us to about 29.91. Okay, so let's mark that real quick. Actually, I'll just leave that on there. So we have that breakout, and what I like about this is you had this back test. So you had this breakout on really decent volume here. Then you had a confirmation of that. Here, actually, let me pull this off just so we can look at this a little bit deeper, because I want to get a little granular so you can really understand kind of what's going on here. So we had this breakout, nice move, decent volume, right, relative to previous days. So that's good breakout volume. Then we had confirmation when we closed above this high right here, right? So breakout candle high, confirmation the next day, perfect. Then we had a sell-off, and it retraced to the 20-day moving average, right? Look how well it held the 20-day moving average for 1, 2, 3, 4. And then today, look at this move, guys. We had an explosive move to the upside on massive volume. So obviously that confirms this breakout, right? But why did it stop here, guys? Any thoughts on that, on why it stopped here? Like right there, okay? Well, this is what I see. So you also had this descending resistance, right? And if we take that through and we draw those there, we had that, right? So you had, and actually we're going to take it up there. So you had, it stopped basically on this, it's essentially in a parallel. So you had that one that really kind of stopped that price action. But I don't think we're done, right? I don't think we're done yet at all by any stretch of the imagination. Why? Because we have the measured move. And that measured move from this breakout, since it is confirmed, takes us to that $30, $29.91, $30. So, right? So it lines up perfectly with this kind of zone right here. So you have this kind of resistance zone, if you will, and I'm going to draw that on here like so. So you have this kind of hole. You take it from here, take that across, right? You have that all of that is basically, it's going to be a supply zone. Okay, so as we come back in here and we ultimately make that move to 30, we're going to have that supply zone that's going to come into play. So, I like this one for about, what's that, a little over 10% move. I think it pretty easily achieves that. Yeah, I think it really achieves that. So you could extract some extra delta. One way to play it is calls. So I actually got into calls on this retest back here, and I was up quite handsomely today. So I took some off the table just because it moved, and I had a lot of contracts, so I did quite well on it. But I'm going to let some run, obviously, because there are additional targets, right? So the next target, the next stopping point, if you will, for me, is going to be this kind of area here, right? Probably right there. So we'll probably get some resistance there. Then we're going to struggle with the 150-day, and then I think we'll pierce through it, probably consolidate on the other side of it. So if you were to ask me on how this path might go, I think we're probably going to do something like this, maybe a little consolidation, and then boom. So yeah, guys, so that's kind of how I see this one. I like the chart. I like the opportunity that's in front of us. This buy volume candle is massive. Let's take a look at the RSI real quick. Oh yeah, look at that. It's got plenty of room to run. So we're not even oversold yet. Yeah, so this thing I think is going higher into next week. Let's look at the month or the weekly real quick. How did that close? On the weekly, wow, just look at that. On the weekly, we did not get that confirmation of that breakout. So on the daily we did, but on the weekly, it would have been nice to see this bad boy close over this weekly high. It didn't, but just slightly under it. Still like it a lot. Love the weekly volume. RSI on the weekly has plenty of room to run. So yeah, so I like this one, guys. So do me a favor, hit that like button, show me some love, give me a comment or two. If you like the play, if you like the technical analysis, if you don't like the technical analysis, I just want to hear from you guys. You know, just respond in the comments, show that love. It helps with the Google algorithms, YouTube algorithms, and it helps to help this brand new channel get more interaction, more views. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to bring alpha, deliver alpha, so that all of us make a lot of money. And I need to show that I need to see that I'm appreciated by my listening audience. All right, guys. I hope you have a good weekend, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.